Okay, hello. How is everybody? Good to be here once again. Loud and clear.
This is a preview file. For example, use
Okay, so today
This is a preview file. For example, use
But actually, as it happened, it worked out rather well, didn't it? Because we did it later on, about an hour, just over an hour or so later on. And lo and behold, look who turned up, our CEO, Ash Mufareh, and boy, did he give us some good information. And this is kind of why I've called it Only the Best. I hope you like the poster, by the way, with the big O, which obviously represents in conjunction with the website as well. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well on 2 days. But as far as the recap is concerned for yesterday, I'm not sure if Peter Surrer, Janet Butler and Daryl Cook have done any recaps of it yet. If so, they will be under the update section in OFounders later on today. If you haven't, I've put up a video on this channel by ONPASSIVE Tribe. They did the edit for it, and they a snippet of the main points of what Ash went through. That's on this channel, so you can go and view that as well anyway. But we are going to go over a few things. I thought it was a really good timed opportunity for Ash to come on. I thought that he gave us some really good information. I'm not going to go into dates. I'm not going to go into prices, and I've already seen a screenshot of some founders taking the information that Ash said yesterday and basically running with it, manipulating it into something that's actually not true at all. We need to be very mindful and clear that our social media actions could be of detriment to you if you are not sharing the correct information. It's one thing giving your opinion and what you think, but when you are literally putting in a post that this is what Ash Mufareh has said and he hasn't, okay, then that's going to get you into some pretty deep water as far as your account is concerned. Rick Cozens, thank you so much for your super sticker, my friend. And really, after what we heard yesterday of really the possibilities of what we can do with ONPASSIVE and of the scope of financial benefits that are available to us or will be available to us, then I would certainly not be putting anything like that in jeopardy if it was me. That's why I won't be talking about costs, price, dates, etc. The information is there for you guys to make your own judgment and decisions of when you think it will be. But this brings me nicely on to why have I called this Only the Best will... What did I call it? I called it Only the Best. And there is a reason for Only the Best. Now, Ash was very adamant yesterday that we could have launched OConnect. We could have launched OConnect a lot earlier with, i.e., either what we have now already that we're using or a better version of a commercial version. But and this really is the but here. He was talking yesterday about, and I've been saying this for a very long time, of why we have not released anything commercial yet, is because we do only get one bite of this cherry. You know, we have done so much work as a company to advertise ourselves, our products, what is coming, and all the rest of it. To have a substandard product that really is not the best of the best, that is not far superior than what else is out there in the marketplace at the moment, just doesn't make any sense. Because the fallout from, hi Jane, thank you, she brought me a coffee, which is lovely. The fallout from things not working correctly or the product not being up to scratch would be far more hurtful to the company and to its detriment than a time element of waiting till it is now. Now, he did say he would wait 5 months or even 5 years for that occasion. That does not mean, by the way, guys, that is what is going to happen. I am going to reiterate and say he didn't say that is going to happen. He was saying he would do if he had to. He also did give some really good ideas as far as timelines and pointers is concerned, if you read between the lines. Now, it's not up for me really to decipher those, because I don't want to get myself into any bother and hot water by predicting or saying things that don't come to fruition or aren't true as far as what he said or meant. But, you know, I really have got a pretty good idea of where we're at the moment, time-wise is concerned, and I really do get the impression from what he was saying yesterday that we are very, very close. I know we have used the not long now, it's close, and all the rest of it, terminologies a lot, but we can only go on the pointers of what Ash Mufarov said, and some of the pointers of what he said yesterday really were pointing in this certain direction. So he was also bringing to our attention that the Supercars Majorlist season is starting in September. Now, we've already been told some of the places across the globe that Supercars Majorlist are going to be holding events. We do know that the next Supercars Majorlist event is going to be in Dubai at the Atlantis Hotel, and then subsequently we are, or Supercars Majorlist are taking that across the rest of the globe to various places. Mohammed Nassal actually did tell us some of the places it was going to, and I'm very much looking forward to how that is all going to pan out because of the partnership we have with them. It was also extremely good to listen to Ash to really point out two people who might be negative about ONPASSIVE in one way, shape or form, non-believers, naysayers, people who call us fake and all the rest of it. He really did a very good job, in my opinion, of pointing out all of these things that we now have in place as far as partnerships is concerned, of what these people would never have had the partnerships with us as a company if we weren't real. And that makes a lot of sense to me. It really does. Now, you know, i.e. the Dubai police, the Dubai government, Supercars Majorlist, the events team that we've using as well, the 10-year lease on the Dubai Metro. None of this would have been possible if we were a fake company, if we were not a legal, legitimate company. There's no way that any governmental departments, businesses, or any entities, as far as Dubai is concerned, would even honour a meeting with a company unless they had done their due diligence as far as ONPASSIVE is concerned. And I really did think that that was such a good thing to bring to the table yesterday that Ash spoke about. It filled me with an awful lot of confidence, because it's funny, isn't it, that, you know, sometimes we forget a little bit of actually how big we are as a company, you know, because many of us have been involved with ONPASSIVE as a founder for 5 years, coming up 5 years in my case, and you kind of get used to being in ONPASSIVE and not stepping back and just having a look at the enormity and how large this company is. And it was, for me, it was a really good point that he brought up as far as all that is concerned. And obviously big news is coming as well, as far as another massive partnership, he said, that's going to be released to us at the beginning of August, that actually dwarfs everything that's happened already. I mean, how that's possible, I have no idea. But it really is exciting times as far as that is concerned. If you are not already following Mohammed Nassal on Twitter, I would, because he brings some really big news that's happening. If you want to follow him, it is MW Nassal, Nazzal, on Twitter. Really, he posted something later on today about what's happening over in Dubai, so certainly is worth taking a look at his Twitter page for that. And all the time there is things going on and things happening. Just because we don't necessarily see it ourselves, you know, doesn't mean to say things aren't happening behind the scenes all of the time. Lovely Pat Parent, thank you. Real company with real hearts, absolutely correct. It was also interesting as well that he was talking about the commissions and sales and what is possible with ONPASSIVE as far as you, with your earning potential. Gave some very good examples of what is easily attainable with ONPASSIVE with a little bit of work. He was saying to Chris Johnson yesterday, wasn't he, that obviously he has always said fit your own mask, which goes along the lines of what we've all been saying that he's said time and time again, and that is fill your tanks first before you then start helping other people, i.e. as in the aeroplane analogy which he gave of you are advised to fit your own mask first before you then help somebody else. Santina Zamanek, thank you so much for your super sticker, that's very, very kind of you. And he said that once you have had, to Chris, your tank filled, your first paycheck, he said that he can't wait to see Chris going to the store, filling his truck up, and then going out into Michigan, where he lives, and distributing aid to as many people as possible. I think it's a really nice touch, and as Chris himself said, that for those of you out there who haven't given in abundance to people because you haven't been financially able to, it does actually give you a really good internal feeling. It makes you feel good, it really does. Many of us, and I know many of us here are in this predicament, that it's all very well people talking about helping other people, but I need to help myself first. Well, Ash has told us to do that, and we are going to be able to help ourselves first, help our families, and then we will be able to help other people. It's all part of the ideology of ONPASSIVE, of what we are all trying to achieve here, is that everybody can fill their tanks with ONPASSIVE, but we want more from you than just you filling your tanks. We want you to be able to go and help other people, to have that heart for humanity that is so important to what ONPASSIVE is all about. And the only way that can be done on a global basis is by us, the early adopters, the foundership of ONPASSIVE, having that same heart for humanity, that once we have got ourselves sorted, once we have got our families sorted, then we can be in a position where we can go out into local communities, that's where it all starts, and make a big difference. And that's, again, is not only what I'm looking forward to doing, and we all have our own passions. For me, it's military. You know, here in the UK is no different from anywhere else in the globe. The amount of ex-military personnel that are on the streets, for me, is a shocking thing to see. The statistics don't lie, and I'm sure the statistics in your country are the same, is that the largest proportion of homeless people on the streets are ex-vets in one way, shape or form. And for them not to have the help from the governments that they signed up to protect, for me, is woeful. And obviously that will be my first port of call once I'm in a position to be able to help. I will be helping the charities and the people who are already in place, aiding ex-vets in one way, shape or form, and trying my best to make my difference in my own way. So it was good to see that, and obviously I said to Chris, I'll come and ride shotgun with you, my friend, and I'll be able to help you distribute in your way. So he wasn't on that long yesterday, Ash, was he? And I thought it was very timely. I thought it was what's needed. It's always good to hear from him. It's always great to get the updates. But it's also more important, in my opinion, to give us an idea of what's happening behind the scenes. Rick Cozens, thank you again, my friend, for your super sticker. Very kind of you. It helps us enormously, doesn't it, when we hear from our CEO Ash Mufareh. In fact, it helps us enormously when we hear from any of the figureheads of ONPASSIVE, whether it be Mohammed Nassal or Mohammed Kamal, Ash Mufareh himself. It's always of great importance to us because it gears us up again. It gives us another bounce in our step, because we've learnt a little bit more of why we are where we are, and it is important for our products to be only the best. There is no point in coming in with things that you know aren't quite right. It just doesn't make sense, does it? That if you know something within the product or system that it is being hosted on isn't quite right, then what is the point of making it live commercially as a paid product? Because once people start paying for it, then they have absolutely every right to complain when something isn't what it says it should do. And who wants that? Why is that a benefit to the company? Why is that a benefit to us? Because at the end of the day, we will be going out into our own wide world to promote the products of ONPASSIVE, if we choose to, by the way. I'm not going to say you have to, but I certainly am going to, because it's my business. I want to make the income that I'm hoping for, and I know that I can help myself by doing my part, and it's exactly what I'm going to do. But I want to have confidence in the product's ability to do what it says it's going to do. Can you imagine if they launched as a commercial product that it was paid for with O Connect and it kept crashing, it had glitches, and it just doesn't do what it says on the tin? How's that going to make you feel when you have introduced people to it who have paid for it and it's not doing what you've told them it's going to do? It certainly doesn't make any sense to me. Who's that? Peter, I'm going to go for Otsia, because it's got a little thing over the Z, and I'm thinking that might be it. So I'm going to go for Peter Otsia. Thank you so much for your super sticker, my friend. That's very, very kind of you. And stick in the chat, by the way, if I've managed to nail your surname. I'm going for Otsia with a little t. We'll see in a minute. So all that made perfect sense to me. Do I want to wait another 3 months? Do I want to wait another 6 months? No, I don't. Ozia. Okay, so it's notes, so it's just Ozia. Thank you so much, Peter, once again, my friend. No, I don't, but I am prepared. I've waited 5 years. Come on, I've waited 5 years. So if I have to wait a little bit longer, then it really doesn't matter as far as I'm concerned. Would it be frustrating? Yeah, of course it would be. But hey, I want it right. And that is the bottom line here, is that I want it to be right. Marty mentioned this yesterday. He doesn't give any thought to the time process. It's more important to him. And I totally agree with him that everything works like it should work. This is where we're at now. I really think we are extremely close. We had some very good pointers as far as timeline is concerned. You know, I'm not going to go through them of what they were, but he gave a really good Ram Ben Yaakov. Yes, my friend, I do know about that. Obviously, that's why I mentioned Mohammed Nassal, because he posted it. Obviously, I'm not going to mention it on here, but you can go and look at it as well. But thank you for reminding me, Ram. What was I saying? I was saying about the timelines. He gave some really good ideas, pointers of what the timelines are. For instance, we know that the next corporate webinar is going to be on the commercial version of O Connect, and he gave a very good idea of when that might be. So again, if you want to know about this, I've put the video on here that OP Tribe edited, and that will give you a really good idea. And I'm sure that the recap guys will do the written recap, and that will be up in the things. I can't put a CC option on YouTube until I've finished it, and I will do that afterwards. Sorry, doesn't administer it on as a live on YouTube for some reason. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. I'm going to say a few hellos, and then I'm going to make way for Chris Johnson. He's on at past, and then Marty's on at the top of the hour. He's going to do a recap, actually, because he's got some written notes, I think. Later on today, then, at 4 p.m. Eastern, we've got Comfort, Andy Burks, and Collins Manor. They're doing their thing. And then, obviously, Roblin, 8 p.m. as well. They are doing those. So let's go over to the chat then. We'll start with Sina, Amal Fataya, Kushal Pegu, your Tea Club in it, along with Surinder Saho and Kaylee. Hi to you guys. Pat Parent, lovely to see you here as well. Santina Zamanek, thank you again. Jerry Nix, Krista Grazier and Joyce Hicks, Fatima and Jean and Lever, Kushal Pegu, Surinder Saho, RW44 on Passive, hello to you. You're all Tea Club in it, along with Pushpin Media. Graham Burt, hello buddy, from Scotland. Roy McPhail and Myra Aquina, hi to you. Aquino, even. We've got also Mo Khan. Chris Johnson's ringing. Hang on. Chris Johnson, you're live on my live. Chris. Chris. Hello. Chris is butt dialing me, I think. Anyway, he didn't say anything. There you go. Holly the Bugs, you're in the house. Amy January. Who else we got? Chris is calling me again. Have another go, Chris. Yeah, go for it, my friend. Okay, lovely. Okay, I will certainly mention that right now. Thank you. So, 4 p.m. With Comfort, Robin Noble, the voice, is going to be on with them. So that's amazing. Details of that will be under the upcoming webinars in your OFounders back office. Or failing that, it will pop up on